Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. I'd like to spend some time today reviewing what we call the 1981 format of the Book of Mormon. This is the dark blue cover edition currently used by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, headquartered in Salt Lake City, Utah. So some background about this edition was that under the direction of President Kimball, the church started to overhaul the format, which included the font and footnotes of the Book of Mormon. This resulted in the 1981 edition of the Book of Mormon. This dark blue cover, the concept was from an earlier version of the Book of Mormon, but the title changed to a bold and gold text. Prior to this, the church had used a format that was originally made in 1920, even though they had updated the covers of that book a number of times. What I mean by a format is that the text, verses, and footnotes laid out on a page was laid out in 1920 and then also in 1981. So even though there might be variation printings of the 1920 or 1981 format, the verses per page, the number of pages, the layout, etc., hadn't changed until these specific benchmark times. So, for example, this 1981 edition has 531 pages compared to 522 pages from the previous 1920 format. The reason why was that this 1981 edition had extensive footnotes, and I want to emphasize extensive footnotes compared to the 1920 format. If you cross-reference and cross-compare a 1920 printing to this 1981 printing, the first page looks almost the same, but the second page has a lot more cross-references at the bottom on this 1981 format. There's also a time reference at the bottom of each page on this new 1981 format. So the 1981 edition also had a new introduction, and the church improved the index and topical guide at the back of the book. What's interesting is that if you look at the index has names, and if there's a duplicated name, you'll have a 1, 2, or 3 at the end of each name that references specific people. So that way you can figure out which person we're talking about. In terms of the cover, it originally started with just the words, The Book of Mormon, in gold on the front, and then the 1982 printing had another testament of Jesus Christ on the front cover. As a side note, it's kind of unique to have a 1981 printing of the 1981 formatted Book of Mormon, as that's the only cover without the subtitle. And then in 1999, the church started using a thinner paper, resulting in a thinner volume as a whole. This made it easier for missionaries to carry multiple books and to present it to those looking to read it. Since 1981 and past this 1999 updates, this version of the book came in softcover and hardback printing, but most of the books you'll find is a softcover version because that was usually the missionary edition printed version of the book. The text of the Book of Mormon has relatively stayed the same. Updates to the 1981 format came in 2004 with some edits, and then a new copyright in 2013. We'll go deeper into the 2004 and 2013 printings on later videos in this series. On a side note, used editions will often be marked up, as this was common for missionary editions and seminary editions that would be used and abused. So that's the general characteristics of the 1981 format of the Book of Mormon, almost used for 40 years now. As mentioned, we'll go more in depth on other editions and printings, and I hope that you've learned something new about this 1981 format of the Book of Mormon that's currently used by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake. It will be interesting if and when the church comes out with a new format of the Book of Mormon, but I think that if they've renewed the copyright in 2013, they'll probably keep it in use for a little while longer. So I think I'll enjoy reading this format for a while. If you have a specific or unique edition of the Book of Mormon that you'd like reviewed on this series, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. I look forward to having you see other videos in this series as they're posted. Thanks.